You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building. Probably some of you guys' only doctor that you see.
Dr. Dre, stop it.
Oh, you're right.
All right.
Oh, you're right.
Dr. Dre and Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz is in the building.
What up, Doc?
What up, Doc?
So I came by for a quality control visit.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Now
I'm
this
scared
could be
already.
So we're talking a lot about bacteria and bugs these days. So we're going to swab the dirtiest places in the room.
Oh, boy.
That's Charlamagne's mouth.
Charlamagne's mouth, open wide, please.
My ass is probably cleaner than my mouth. Is it true that the ass is cleaner than the mouth, Dr. Oz?
No, it's just different bacteria. They're equally dirty.
Okay.
Actually, we got trillions of bacteria in our gut. We're talking about that today on the show, by the way. We're talking about probiotics and how you outsource digestion to the bacteria. You don't do it yourself. But bugs need to be the right kind in the right place. And people don't realize the dirtiest place is the places you never clean. It's not that they're dirty to begin with. Like, you clean your bottom, right?
Yeah.
Most people, hopefully.
He said, yeah.
We hope
You mean
so.
my ass,
He's
right?
thinking about your ass.
Okay.
I'll be clear. You know, in Turkey, where my family's from, they never use toilet paper.
What?
That's
What do they
disgusting.
do?
No, because they use water. If you got poop on your
Like a
hands.
bidet?
No, yeah, well, they don't have a bidet. They just use little cups of water. They pour it back there. One hand pours, the other one cleans. You don't have to have a bidet. But let's be clear about this. If you got poop on your hands, just like that.
Huh?
Yeah, Charlamagne's demonstrating. If you got poop on your hands, would you wash it with water or would you wipe it with paper?
Soap and water.
Of course. So why wouldn't you do the same with your bottom?
What about wet wipes?
Wet wipes work. Yeah, see, he's Charlamagne. Finally, speechless. It happens rarely, once a
I had to
decade.
think about it. So they dip their hand in the water, put some soap on it, and
No, what they do is they have little they look like teapots, and they put water in there. They crouch down. It's called a la turca.
Okay.
So you squat a little bit, which is how you're supposed to poop, and then they pour the water from behind, and it trickles down. It naturally finds that V in the buttocks, goes right down in the back, and you wash it with the other hand. You catch the water and wash it. One hand's in the front, one's in the back. It's
That sounds like a lot of work.
That sounds like too
to go
much work.
to the bathroom.
Oh, thanks for the visual.
Thank
do
you,
the cup,
Dr. Oz.
you do the bottle from this way?
your bottles from the top and your right hand's underneath, and clean. That's exactly it.
You know what I never
try this
understood?
today.
Why do people?
You try
I
it
gotta
now.
try it. I just gotta try it.
Let me see. Let me come back there.
Oh,
Let me
my
see.
God.
I gotta see. I gotta try
I
it.
never understood why people don't wash their hands before they go to the bathroom.
Oh, I
know. You
That,
do?
like people
I
tell
wash
they
my
tell you
hand
to
before I
wash
touch
your
my
hands.
penis. Always.
Yeah, it's actually, the doctors go into your room, right? They wash their hands after they examine you, but they ought to wash their hands before they examine you. That shows that you're
Yeah, I
clean.
don't understand that.
All right, we're getting the early votes are coming in.
Now, doctor, they just did my keyboard.
Oh, well,
got a
that's your
swab? That's the
personal
swab
keyboard.
right
I
there?
wouldn't think
No, it might be nasty though.
this keyboard's
Mad
probably filthy
DJs
because
touch my
everybody
my
uses
keyboard.
this.
All right, we're swabbing. Now we're on Charlamagne's side, which is my goodness, I can see the dirt on there.
I've heard in the hotel rooms the remote control is the dirtiest thing in a hotel room.
Same in a hospital room. You know, they clean everything else, right? Someone gets paid to clean the
think
toilet
about
bowl. Someone gets paid to clean the sink. You think that's where the dirt is. Because of that, people clean it. But no one ever actually cleans the remote control.
A lot of people use the remote control to masturbate too.
All kinds of bad
Girls,
stuff happens.
stick it up
Yeah.
there.
And I've also read, because first of all, I consider myself somewhat of a germaphobe. So I always read these things because, like, even when I go to the supermarket, I won't touch the shopping cart.
You won't?
No, because I feel like it's disgusting and dirty. So I always take something like a paper towel and I put it over the handle of the shopping cart because I don't like to touch it. I don't know. It just seems like it's
so actually,
dirty.
when you go to the bathroom, how do you leave the bathroom?
I take a paper towel, open the door with the paper towel, and I don't even hold the open the bathroom stall door with my hand.
You use the paper towel.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I'm
goodness.
not
I
gonna lie,
am
do
a
the
little
same
bit of a
Same thing?
germaphobe.
I leave the toilet, but you know what? I leave that paper towel on the floor when I walk outside.
You
'cause
leave it
there's
on the
nowhere to put
floor?
There's nowhere to put it.
Throw it in
Or-
the garbage,
Or
Envy.
there's no garbage around.
You can walk out and throw it in any garbage
Or here there's a
can.
garbage, but when you go out anywhere else, there's no garbage
Yes,
outside
there
the bathroom.
is.
It's inside the bathroom.
First of all, you can't avoid germs, Doc. Like, that's the
You can't
thing.
avoid them, but
Well,
you can
those are not
cut
the germs you
down.
want.
Yeah, you can't avoid germs, but you want the right germs. I'll give you a good example. When you're born, you go. The first thing that happens to you, first bacteria you see is the back of your mother's vagina. Right, the vajayjay holds some fluid in there. Your mouth goes, your lips drip across that coming
So
through.
basically, you're saying we all born eating pussy is what you're
Yeah,
telling me.
exactly. But that's good. That is healthy. He loves saying that. That's been a
He's trying to
unique
throw
day
you
for him.
off.
So you actually want that bacteria. Kids born with cesarean section, their first bacteria is from the mother's nipple. That's not it's not terrible, but it's not the bacteria that's supposed to be in you. So we have the early results here.
Okay.
Okay. So Envy,
Yes.
6. You want to be less than 50, you're a 6. That's
That's
unbelievable.
great.
That is the lowest number of any radio station, Period.
But that's
Well,
his,
you know what? 'Cause
that's
this is
his
my personal
personal
laptop.
laptop.
Oh, that's
that's
why.
right.
I clean it
These stay in
every
here
other
so
day.
people use them.
You boil it in water. What do you do? How do
Nah,
you get
just
so
wipe it
clean?
down with baby wipes.
Oh my good! Look at it. Look how proud he is.
He's so happy. Look at
I
Emmy.
got a
Emmy probably finally
All
won
right.
something.
So again, you want less than 50, ideally. Angela, you're at 36.
Okay.
That's the second lowest. Third lowest. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I actually wipe mine down too. So.
Oh, my
Because I know
goodness.
people use his laptop all the time.
So that
Now,
leaves
let's get to Pigpen
one
over there.
person over. Yeah, Pigpen in the corner here. Not just, and we did not swab his mouth. We swabbed his computer. I could have done his mouth too. Charlamagne, you're 61.
Damn it, man.
What's
But
that
look
mean?
at his whole
Dirty?
area.
That's bad.
That's
Dirty.
10 times more than Envy's got. What's going on here?
I'm a dirty nigga.
Look at his whole area, Dr. Oz. I always tell him he got to clean up. Like, look behind you. That's all his stuff everywhere on the table.
What is going on?
everywhere.
What's that
It's
white
gross.
powder back there? What is going
powder?
on? Stuff with the big.
It's disgusting.
Is that
I always am like, can he
I
clean
just
up?
threw some cookies out. We had some cookies there for months. They
From his
they was here
birthday.
for a
When's your
year.
birthday?
Oh, yeah, since my birthday,
When's
since
birthday?
last
Yes.
June.
He had cookies in here from June.
Now, if you did the mics, it would have been a lot worse.
Yeah, because
You know what? We'll do them. Let's do the mic. Come over here.
Oh, let's do phone. Let's do
Get
phone.
Charlamagne over here. Get Charlamagne's phone and his mic. Let's see what's going on.
by the way,
now.
it's a lot of
Cell
DJs
phones?
who
Okay.
come in here and talk, and they all need root canals. Their breath is terrible.
That's true. That's what I said. Do the mics.
So these mics are probably
Yeah, the
disgusting.
mics are probably disgusting.
Yeah, swab them all. You just get a survey here.
Doctor, you ain't gonna just come in here talking problems now. You can give us
we
some
got good
solutions.
news.
after.
Yeah, what
Solutions.
can we
So
do?
let's talk about bacteria in your gut, which is what But that's what we're again mentioning.
where?
Bacteria in your guts.
In your guts.
So you're supposed to feed the bacteria in your gut. So when you take antibiotics, especially when you don't need them, you kill off all the good bacteria in your gut. That causes problems. When you don't eat the right kind. The reason junk food's so bad for you is not just because it makes you gain weight. It doesn't feed the bacteria. And again, you're outsourcing digestion to bacteria. Bacteria have to be healthy to digest your food, or else you get gassy and bloated, you gain weight, you're not so sharp. So you want to have the right kinds of bacteria. So eating healthy food, fruits and veggies and all that good stuff, naturally allows you to grow the right bacteria. And then you want to eat bacteria, the right kinds. Like yogurt has bacteria, kimchi, you ever have that? Sauerkraut, that has got bacteria.
Oh, I hate sauerkraut.
And probiotic pills work.
I had probiotic pills.
Yeah, and they actually are helpful for people who have intestinal issues, and doctors now give them for irritable bowel and things like that.
Don't they keep your vagina clean too?
Yes, they help with the management of candida.
Okay.
Which,
Management of what?
Candida, which is a fungi,
Okay.
candidiasis. You want the white sort of creamy growth
Yeast
that happens.
infection.
Yeast infections, yes.
Okay. Can you
Candida's
cook
yeast.
with those? Somebody told me you can actually cook with the yeast.
No,
from
I
your
wouldn't do
What?
that.
What?
I wouldn't do
Try
that.
it.
It's the
You should tell
same
me try
pH
it.
balance. No, seriously. Somebody told me that yesterday.
I wouldn't do that at all.
Now, Doc, I meant to ask you. I follow you on Instagram. I seen you with your family over the holidays, and it was cold. How do you keep your hands and feet warm? Like they get freezing. They're frozen immediately, whether you go to a game or you go tubing or skiing. How do you keep your feet and
Gloves,
fingers? No,
shoes, socks.
No, that don't work.
Heat warmers.
It stays cold.
I actually do use warmers.
Hand
Hand
warmers and
warmers.
feet
Yeah,
warmers.
they do help a ton. A lot of times your extremities get cold because you expose them before the rest of your body, and then by the time you realize they're cold, it's too hard to catch up. Your body is designed to pull back the blood to the middle, to the core, to keep the core warm, and they sacrifices the extremities. So I went to a Giants game, for example. It was chilly that day, and my hands were freezing because I hadn't put my gloves on early enough. And by the time I figured it out 5 minutes into the game, it was already too late. I was playing catch up all the
so
time.
you do it before you get cold.
And at nighttime when you go to sleep, wearing socks hugely beneficial because if your feet
Yes.
are warm,
The rest
your
of your
core
body.
will go colder.
And I feel like if my feet are warm and my head is warm, then I'm good too. Like
Yeah.
whenever I wear.
But these, when you have a lot of hair like you do, it actually protects your head, but your hands and feet don't get protected.
Okay.
That's why those things need to be covered in one way or the other. And a lot of it's about gaming. Like when sleep issues happen, you need to get your core temperature cold so you can hibernate. If your feet are cold, your body won't get cool enough.
Now, let me ask you this. I've had arguments with my friends about this because they'll say, oh, I'm sick because the weather. The weather keeps on changing. It goes from 20 degrees one day, snowing, and then the next day it's 60 degrees. But I always feel like it's germs.
Oh, it's
that
always germs.
Make you sick
But
and not necessarily
in
the...
fairness to your friends who say that, the viruses that cause the flu and head colds and the like, those viruses live longer in cold weather.
Mm-hmm.
So when it gets chilly, those viruses survive a lot longer. We're in closer environment because you can't hang outside. So when someone coughs in a room, it travels 100 miles an hour. You can't get out of the way, and that virus stays alive on your hands and body, face a lot longer. The reason I asked about your habits in the bathroom is those things are called fomites. Like this little counter here is a fomite, which means it's not alive. Things that aren't alive allow viruses to live on them for a lot longer. Now you can sense the tension in the room as we're swabbing your different instruments here.
Right.
It is fascinating.
Planes must be filthy.
To all the world. This is crazy. A quarter of people report within 3 or 4 days of getting off a plane, they get sick.
Because that air is circulating around and around.
And interestingly, it's not the person next to you, it's the person diagonal from you, because the air circulation mixes up that way. So the person in front of you to the right, in front to the left, those are the people you have to worry about, because their air is coming right at you.
Is that why people wear masks on the plane sometimes? Really?
Yeah. I'll tell you a little trick that works, because we studied this, we did a show on this, and we had all these guys who are experts in the airline industry. Turn that air vent on and aim it at your chest. It pushes away the air in front of you. The air coming from the vent's been purified. So you want that air pushing away germs from the people next to you. Are we getting close? We're getting close to report.
Now, you talked about the health benefits of eating vagina as a baby. Are there any?
Gosh.
Are there any when you get older?
I'm unaware we can do the study. Healthy sex is we did a study on sex. People, so the average person has sex once a week, and that means that and
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. If you can go to twice a week, which is what you want to get at least, right? Your life expectancy for men goes up 3 years, but for women, it's not about the amount of sex; it's about the quality of sex.
So you have to make us have an orgasm.
Exactly,
Okay.
orgasms count.
Okay.
So orgasms make you live longer?
Yep, they do.
There you have it.
Wow.
What about if you masturbate?
Well, here's the thing. I give you half credit for that. We think part of the benefit is the fact that you enjoy yourself, and part of the benefit is that you have meaningful relationships with people. So if you're having both, that's an extra little benefit, because it's not just about all that stuff. It's about belonging, being next to someone.
And it's good for testicular cancer, masturbation.
I didn't know that. Is that true?
I read that somewhere.
Oh, you made that
Where?
up.
No,
Charlemagne, come on now.
No, after Tom Green had his ball removed, I remember him saying that you got to masturbate to prevent testicular
Well, then
cancer.
it must be true.
I tell you, I got to look that up. I don't know about.
Now, let me ask you this. What about sitting on a public toilet seat?
Oh my gosh, who would do that, Yee?
You see, that is one of the cleanest places in the bathroom, because people are cleaning it all the time before they sit, and it gets cleaned by the janitor who's cleaning up the room. So
Really?
that's much cleaner than the doorknob leaving the room,
Wow.
which everyone has to touch.
Somebody told me that we have, I forget what they said, but we all have urine on our hands and fecal matter on our hands.
Well, they did a study looking at the mint. Remember the little mints you put at restaurants as you walk out?
Yes, disgusting.
So those things all have urine and feces on them, because people, it just takes one person not to wash their hands walking out.
And then you touch the door, and now their pee is on your hand.
Yep, and then you grab one of the mints, and you touch 4 other ones, and those other 4 of the mints now have poop on them. You put them in your mouth, you don't even know, you can't tell the difference.
Wow, I just thought about how dangerous eating ass must be, because you got all this bacteria in your mouth, and there's bacteria in that anus.
You like it.
And then you put
so
your
that's
tongue on
yeah.
there, like those clashing of bacteria and germs.
Yeah, but those bacteria are good for us if they're the right kind.
Really?
Yeah, you got to eat. That's most of the bacteria in your gut's good for you, right? The trillions of bacteria in there, the majority are there for you. They're there to help you out.
So eating ass is good.
Well, maybe not for that reason. I can't.
No.
But
Okay.
I can't speak as a medical doctor to that. But
All
as
right.
a germologist, okay, ready?
The results are in.
Uh-oh.
All right.
When it comes to
So when it comes to bacteria on the instruments they use day in and day out. So let's go. So and your phone's at 36.
that's the same as my laptop.
Yeah, same as laptop. Not surprisingly, same fingers touching both of them quite a bit. But the mic, 141.
I
Oh.
knew it
Angie
was
needs a root
disgusting.
canal.
Ooh.
No, a lot of people use this.
Yeah. Well,
I can't control it. This is a public space.
Oh, she needs a root canal.
you should complain. You should complain. Envy.
Yes.
Your phone, 33.
Okay.
Not bad. Mike, 73.
Well, that's not that bad.
Yeah, not that bad compared to Angela. Who's sitting at that mic when you're not there,
I don't
Angela?
know. I know my laptop was over here. It wasn't even hooked up.
Based on the smell of breath in the building, I'd say DJ Will or
Oh, gosh. You're getting in trouble.
probably DJ Will.
You're getting in
Now,
trouble.
Let's hear
Shout out to Will.
Charlemagne's.
Charlemagne's phone, 31.
What's that mean?
Well, it's
good,
less than
under
50.
50.
That's good.
Okay.
His mic, 4,000. What? No, I'm kidding. 104.
Yeah.
So I tell you, the mics.
I talk a lot of shit.
They talk a lot of.
This mic is disgusting.
Yeah, the mics
I
are a
used
bit
to
of a
spray my
problem
mic
here.
every morning.
But I gotta say, I'm so impressed. Your phones are actually cleaner than what we've been seeing elsewhere in the building.
I would think it would be because I put my phone in my purse all the time. So
Yeah.
I always would think that would make it a little dirtier because I throw it in my bag. There's a lot of
But
stuff.
most of the dirt comes because your fingers touch it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that thing, if the phone doesn't get dirty because it's in your bag, it gets dirty because your fingers are touching it. You go to the bathroom, you're touching it, you wipe your face, you're touching it, someone else touches it.
And you got to take this case off and clean your phone sometimes.
Do you
too,
do
'cause
that?
Yeah. I take it off because when I go running, I take it out and I put it in a different case.
Yeah.
So that's
and
the
then
reason
do you wash the case?
No, I've never washed it. I just wipe it down.
So we just left someone, one of the other DJs, he actually boils his case.
That's
Oh,
ridiculous.
that's a little
Now,
too-
come
You do
on
have to
now.
treat your phone like an uncircumcised penis.
Yeah,
though. Sometimes you got to peel the case back, clean it off. Jim
Yeah.
Kerr, what?
His
Jim-
board.
so Jim-
Not his penis.
One of our coworkers where his border was how disgusting.
What was his number? Give it. Yeah, 451.
That is 20. That's 30 years of bacteria. Jim Kerr's been doing morning radio for like 30 plus years.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
Yeah, but Len Berman broke it all. 596.
Oh my.
Yikes.
596.
What about Elvis? A lot of fecal matter around the
We're
studio?
going to Elvis next.
Okay.
Elvis, we're going to see what Elvis does.
Now, what is schmegma?
Schmegma is the material left behind the foreskin.
Oh my goodness.
great on toast.
That young men have to be taught to clean, because if you don't, it'll get infected in there. And then if that foreskin swells up, that actually can suffocate the penis. That's not good.
Is that harmful for women? Like, say you have sex with a guy and he has schmegma.
So we believe, we don't know this 100%, but studies in Africa have shown that the viruses can be transmitted through that schmegma, or at least through intercourse with uncircumcised males. So that's one of the reasons there's a battle going on about circumcision, because it's possible that they may be linked up to virus transmission.
Can men get yeast infections?
Oh yeah, men get yeast infections. They're less common because there's no space for the yeast to grow in. Yeast like dark cavities, dark spaces. So women happen to have dark cavities, but both male and women can get fungal infections of the colon, of the intestines, and that can make you feel ill. Again, this is not something that traditional doctors examine because we don't look in there for fungi usually, but Candida in there can make you feel like you're inflamed all the time. It's one of the reasons that I care so much about eating foods that help with your flora. In fact, we have this big diet that we just launched called the 21-Day Breakthrough Diet. Right. It's based on vegetable and plant proteins, because we think that it helps the gut live better. And
so, like wheatgrass shots would be good.
The shop you have in Brooklyn?
We do wheatgrass shots.
Yeah.
We have a wheatgrass challenge.
BK,
Yeah,
we do.
Those juices are great because they feed the bacteria. Forget about how they make you feel moment to moment. Long term, you're going to feel better because you're feeding the healthy bacteria in your gut. And plant proteins, and there were 3 big studies on this past year. Independent of anything else, people seem to lose weight on them. So I have the same amount of protein, which we know is good for weight loss, than plants versus from animals. You tend to lose more weight from the plants, which is why things like tofu and tempeh, soybeans of any kind, and beans, gravy beans, pinto beans, all these have nuts. They have rich sources of plant protein without a lot of fat associated with them. Okay. So people tend to metabolize them the right way, and it ends up, because it speeds your metabolism up, you lose weight faster.
Right, and I always tell people, because I know women that will just starve themselves. I need to lose weight. I need to lose 10 pounds. I'm just not going to eat. And I'm like, that's going to just slow down your metabolism. And as soon as you eat, you're going to gain the weight right back. The
time to lose weight's right now, because you need to do it gently. So if you go on, for example, a 21-day weight loss, breakthrough weight loss plan, you will lose a couple pounds the first week, maybe 3-4 pounds. Then you'll lose 1 pound to 2 pounds every week for as long as you stay on it, if you have extra weight. So if you start right now, you can lose 10 pounds easily by Valentine's. Right. But you'll lose another 10 pounds by the time spring break comes around, and another 10 pounds by the time you go away from Memorial Day. So you can lose a lot of weight, and it's not hard to do. You just got to be consistent about it. And we don't want. It's not even boring. It's straightforward. So Dr. Oz app has it all.
Right.
It's simple, easy to do stuff. It's free, and the foods themselves there's nothing to buy. You just buy regular old food, make it the right way. But if you don't, you're not. Listen, people don't plan to fail, but they fail to plan, and that causes the big problem. So take advantage of the time that right now, when people aren't looking and you're not in the bathing suit, you can make miracles happen. And the heaviest we will ever be is right now, because you just came back from the holidays.
Now, before you go, Doctor, could you tell me how you suffocate a penis? You said that a penis can be suffocated.
So the preface, that foreskin, when it swells up, it gets stuck around and you can't pull it over the penis. You'll actually begin to shut down the ability of blood to get to that area. It's very painful too. Have you ever had that?
Blue balls?
Are you circumcised?
Yes.
All right, so
you just got circumcised.
No, I've always been circumcised. I wasn't fully circumcised until I had a little skin bridge.
All right. Yeah. So you even did partial circumcision. When I was in the Turkish military, and I used to have to do circumcisions because in the Turkish military,
you perform circumcision
on adult males.
Oh my God!
So it was. So here's the thing. In the religion of Islam, you're supposed to get circumcised. It's like Judaism, right? So they get circumcised at odd ages. So 5, 7, 9, 11, those ages. But if you don't have enough money and you're a poor kid, you go to the military says, we'll circumcise you so you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Oh, my God.
And so I would take these...
It's like torture.
Well, I learned how you have to numb up the base of the penis. I give a shot at the very base of the penis.
Oh, my gosh.
And then it all gets numb. And then you take a little knife and you swipe off the tip of the foreskin. You got to cut. You have to make sure you don't cut too much because you'll nip the tip. You don't want that.
Come on, Dr. Oz.
And then you pull back the skin, and you never have the problem again. But in uncircumcised males, they have to clean that smegma out that you mentioned, and they have to make sure you can pull the skin over the penis periodically. Otherwise, if it does get infected and swollen, then it gets stuck there and it gets really painful. And you have to cut it, which is
oh my gosh,
it's not good.
What's the recovery time for a grown man when he gets circumcised? Like, how long does it take until you're back to normal and you're not in pain?
You're not going to be intimate for probably 2 weeks, but the skin will begin to heal within 3 to 5 days. I take the sutures out at 5 days. You tack the skin together oftentimes. You can take them off almost immediately. So 5 days later, put the sutures out, and the skin sort of sticks where it's supposed to be.
Now, what about this vaginal rejuvenation that all these women are doing?
It's become a really big operation.
My vagina's fine. I don't have any kids, but we've been talking about penises. So now let's talk about vaginas.
We're collecting insurance cards here today. So it's very effective. A lot of women are all worked up about the fact they don't think they're as tight, especially after childbirth.
Right. I think it's after women have babies.
Yes. So it's not because it's because they've had babies and big came through there and stretched it out. So doctors can take a stitch and tighten up that area. But I got to say, those are the kinds of operations that women do for women, because men don't care about that.
Yeah,
they really don't. Men are not into that. Men are excited by other things. They don't care exactly how tight it is.
Don't Kegels work?
Kegels, no. Kegels help with keeping the vaginal floor tight, so you can actually squeeze as a woman if you want. But the actual entrance area, it's hard to tighten up with Kegels alone. And listen, that's one of those things where if women are really worked up about it, it's a pretty safe thing to do.
Right,
Salt
guys
and vinegar
like when
works.
you squeeze on it.
What?
Yeah.
Salt and vinegar works.
Salt and vinegar.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You either put a tub full of salt and vinegar and you sit in it. That'll get it tight.
Dr.
Or you crunch
Charlemagne.
up salt and vinegar potato chips. And
Charlemagne
get them
has
to
a
that
lot
little
of
mush
theories.
And stick them up.
All right.
Because Charlemagne said you can also tell if a woman has an STD by putting your earwax in her vagina.
That is a fact, Dr. Oz.
That's not
Oh,
a fact.
my
true.
goodness.
That's not a fact. Don't say
I missed
fact.
that class in med
Sounds
school.
like an infection.
That's false news. That's fake news.
Fake news.
Don't knock it till you try
Hey,
it.
listen, speaking of fake news, can I ask something?
God.
Yes.
So, we've all been following this, and it's sort of infuriating. You realize that people are very prone to news they want to believe anyway.
Absolutely.
Of course.
But there are all these fake news pieces that sell stuff too. I'm a victim of that because people are always selling with my name. You all know I never sell anything. So all those names, but all these other celebrities, anyone pretty much notable to come on my show, now there's always a fake news article about how I got them to look more beautiful, have better sex, all made up. And so everyone's sort of getting caught up in this. I don't understand why there's not more outcry about fake news with fake ads that go along with them. It's the same basic system.
Right.
They target people who are vulnerable, people who they know will pay anything to look younger, get the vaginal renewal, lose weight. They sell crazy promises, which aren't true, but then they steal money from them at the same time. Whereas the fake news changes how we vote and how we think, which is dangerous too. But there's no individuals that can be identified as being targeted. I think they're all sort of part of the same game.
Right.
What about testosterone pills?
Same thing.
A lot of fake stuff, right?
Yeah, a lot of fake stuff. Testosterone, when your testosterone is low, works. You got to take it the right way. But if testosterone is low, it makes a big difference. And if it's not, it won't help you. In fact, you can cause problems by people getting exposed to it. There's a drug now that was touted for Alzheimer's, right? And dementia. The company was made from jellyfish. The company was claiming that it reversed dementia. Well, if you're worried about your memory, you'll buy this thing immediately. Then once they get the credit card, they can take advantage of you, or they just sell you stuff that they sort of know doesn't work. And the DA just went after these guys for that. But this is all part of this fake news issue. It's not just fake news, because a lot of people sit back and say, "How can you possibly think a pizza parlor is running a porno ring?" Why would you even think that, right? How's that possible? But the reality is they know who's likely to think that's possible.
Gullible people. People see anything and believe it. If it's written down or it's on the internet.
And they're vulnerable to
on
it.
Instagram, they believe it.
Yeah, and they also sensitize. They know that you're likely to believe there's a KKK outfit in Brooklyn. So you might go down there and do something about it. And the average person says, well, there's no way it's going to happen without me knowing about it. Or vice versa. There's some miracle weight loss solution where you can lose 30 pounds in a week. Well, they only do that through amputation.
Or somebody just needs your bank account information and they're going to wire you $2 million.
Oh, yes. I
That
get
happens all the time.
But see, those aren't fake news articles. Those are emails you get where it's a little bit more suspect. But when there's a news article that says, Dr. Oz has just discovered this brand new cure. Look at Barbara Streisand. Look how she looks now. Yeah, he took Beyonce and fixed her up. Now look at her.
I've seen a lot of those too on websites. It'll be like sponsored, and then it'll be like, check out this weight, how this person lost this much weight, and then you click on it. And then
if it says sponsored, it's you
already know.
You sort of know.
It's paid for.
Unfortunately, yeah. But that's one of the problems of social media. And it used to be something else where they were wasting their money. Now they know exactly who to send that fake news piece to.
Right.
They know exactly who's vulnerable to it. And you don't see the fake news articles that you wouldn't see and believe. So another people, your guy next to you in the cubicle next to you at work, they're seeing something, they're reading a whole different world than you are.
Based on the things that you search.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Yeah, you go to NFL games, they're going to send you, stuff on, I don't know, rifles, right? You go to cooking outfits, your cooking retreats, they'll send you stuff on something quite opposite.
Right.
And,
Diet.
Diet, weight loss. And so they know how to target you. You don't even know that all the news is nowadays coming to you in a very terse way. So after a while, you can't believe what you're reading.
You're right.
All right.
Well, we appreciate you joining us. We learned a
Dr.
lot today.
Oz.
Thanks, my friend.
Always a pleasure.
To penises to vaginas. Dr. Oz.
And don't forget schmegma.
And schmegma.
Yes.
Dr. Oz is the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Every weekday morning. Tune in.